Okay, so yesterday we started speaking about what motivated Yehuda to make his impassioned speech at the beginning of this week's parasha. But now if we go into what he actually says, so there's several things that emerge from it. Okay, let's try to talk about some of them. One, his speech is a bit odd. Right? He recounts the entirety of the story, and it's not entirely clear why all of this is relevant. Chazal, and the Ramban develops this, assume that a good part of Yehuda's strategy here is what?
To threaten Yosef.
So that's one tradition, part of the Chazal's tradition. Is to threaten. Right, I mean that's one midrashic tradition, but I want to focus on that one. Part of his strategy, according to Chazal, is to accuse him of setting them up.
No, like actually.
Right. Now the problem is he can't actually say that to them. Sorry, he can't actually say that to him because
he get killed.
He's the viceroy, right? He's the viceroy. But if you listen to his words, you'll see how he sort of hints at it. Right? So they point out right away that, what does he say? How does he, what does he tell Yosef? How does he want to talk to him?
You asked us.
Yidaber na avdecha davar be'aznei Adoni. And I want to speak in your ears. Right? I want to speak to you privately. Right? So why would you speak privately? Because you can't accuse the viceroy of setting them up publicly. But if it's between the two of you, right, and it's true, right, if you hint at it, he might, you might be able to get somewhere. But where do they see, right? Where do Chazal, the Ramban, and others see this notion that he's accusing them of setting them up?
He told Yosef that he asked for his father.
Yeah, right. Because he says, "Adoni sha'al." And avadav le'mora yesh lachem avo ach. Right? How do we get into this whole thing? You weirdly asked us about our father or brother. V'anomer al Adoni yesh lanu av zaken v'yelad zikunim katan v'achiv meit v'yivater hu levado le'mola v'avivayvo v'tomer al adach ridu elai v'asimei na'alav. Right? You had this weird obsession, right, which I didn't understand. Right? He skips. Right? What does he not talk about? I think his speech is very careful. Right? What does he not say? Is he telling the truth?
Yeah.
No. What happened? Yeah. They came, he accused them of being spies. They said we're not spies. Right? They said we're not spies. And he says, I don't believe you. And then they come and they say, you know what? Here's our life story. But according to the earlier psukim, they offered the information. So why is he saying, you asked about our father? Right, you asked about our brother.
He told the Yaakov also, yeah. He told the Yaakov that.
Right, but why is he saying this? Right, because he says, right, and this is what and Rashi also quotes Chazal here. He says, "Mitchila balila bad aleinu, lama chalishol aleila." Right, what were you asking about? Now, did he really ask about it right away? Not really, but what he's getting at, he's like, you created a situation in which we had to get to this point, right? You manipulated it to the point where we had to start asking about our family, right? You asked us, you said we were spies, which forced us to get into our story, and then you started asking all these weird questions. Do you have a father? Do you have brothers? Right? Meaning, how much do you need? Clearly something's going on, right? But this isn't normal. Right? And you kept pushing this. So that's one part of this speech, right? Is this possibility that he's accusing the viceroy of setting them up. But probably more importantly in it is that this speech is a very carefully crafted emotional plea that's meant to tug on his emotions, right? Because most speeches in Tanakh are succinct, because they're meant to convey information. And this, as we already mentioned, is the longest speech you have in Breshit, the longest monologue. It's also very repetitive. But that repetition has a point, right? If you just read it, focus on two words, right? What words come up over and over and over and over again?
Adoni.
Adoni, okay, what else? Av, right? Right, he goes out of his way to repeat it such that he's constantly playing on the family thing, right? He knows Yosef, he doesn't know he's Yosef yet, has some sort of soft spot for family, so he plays on it. Now, as many people have pointed out, the effect of the speech is that Yehuda is trying to pull on the heartstrings of this viceroy by bringing in family. But what is he really doing? Right, without realizing. Yeah, right, meaning what's amazing about this speech is that Yehuda is trying to do one thing, right? He's trying to, with an anonymous person that he thinks is trying to frame them, he's trying to get mercy. But because he's actually talking to his brother, and the two people in the world he loves the most at this point are his father and Binyamin, the constant refrain of Av is breaking down Yosef, even though Yehuda doesn't realize that's what's about to happen, right? It's Hashkacha making it to the speech. And if we just quickly skim through it, you'll hear this. Right, he says, Adoni Sha'al, again, Adoni Sha'al Ravadav Lemora Yesh Lacham Av o Ach. Right, Av, Ach. Vanomer Adoni Yesh Lanu Av Zaken, V'yeled Zikunim Katan, V'achiv Meit, V'yivaterhu Levado La'aviv, Limo La'aviv Aivo. Right? Vatomer Lavadech Ordui Lavisim and Avim, Vanomer Adoni Lemechal Anar Lazov et Aviv, Vazav et Aviv, V'meit. Vatomer Lavadech Am Lo Yer Achichem HaKaton. So from 4 and 4. Right, I may be missing. Right, 4 and 4. Achem hakadon idchem lo tzivin l'rod panai. Vahi ki alinu lavdecha avi. Vanaged lo edivrei Adoni. Vayomer avinu. Shuvu lanu mad ochel. Vanomer l'chal aredem yesh achinu hakadon itanu v'yaradni kalonu chal l'rod panei ish. V'achinu hakadon enenu itanu. Right, between the two, we're already at 12, 13 mentions. Right, so yes, Adoni, he's asking his master. Right, but av ach. Vayomer avdecha avi elenu. Right, he adds it in when it's unnecessary every time. Right, Vayomer avdecha avi elenu. Atem yidadem yishnaim yaldal ishti. Vayitzer echad meitiv amar achter of Torah v'lo yidiv adheina. Ulakachtem gam et zem im panay v'karo. So regarding it say v'tibrasha ola. V'ata v'oi el avdecha avi. V'anar enenu itanu v'nafsho kshura v'nafsho. V'aya kiroto ken anar v'meit. V'rido avdecha tsevan avdecha avinu b'yagon shola. Right, we're on what, 15, 16? Kavdecha rav anar me'ev avi. Le'morim lo avienu alecha v'chatati la'avi kol hayamim. Right, over and over and over. V'ata yeshna avdecha tachar anar eved la'adoni. V'anar yalei mechav. Ki eichel el avi. V'anar enenu itanu penareb b'rashim sa'ed avi. Right, more than once per pasuk. And now you understand Perek Memei pasuk Aleph. Right? V'lo yachol Yosef lihit apek. Right? What are the psukim describing? Right? Yosef can't hold himself back. Why not? Because literally you had 15 psukim, and he's heard his father invoked, and his brother invoked, and his mother invoked. Right? Sacha called back 20 times in the course of 6-7 sentences. I mean, how many sentences are these? Right, total. Right? This is a 2-minute speech. I mean, it's a monologue, but still, right? And how do you know that that's what breaks him? Because what does he say?
My father's still alive.
Yeah, I mean, think of it. This is not accidental when he says, "Ani vayomer Yosef el Achav, Ani Yosef haod avichai, v'lo yachlu Achav le'anot oto kinevalu mipanav." Right, the pasuk where he breaks down has Achav twice and Avi once. Right, meaning you see, right? The pasuk, it's not hiding it from you. It's telling you that the pathos of these psukim, right? The emotions behind the psukim are that Yehuda, without realizing it, right? Yes, he's trying to play on the emotions of an anonymous viceroy, but what he's actually doing is he's talking to his brother, who's been missing his father. So when he says and he keeps going. Right? V'lo yachol Yosef lihitapek. Yosef can't handle it. And all he can say is, I need to reveal myself to my brothers, and I need to hear about my father. Right? And what you see is this fun story, right, where the speech is functioning at 2 levels. Right? There's the pshat, meaning what does Yehuda think he's saying? Right? And what he thinks he's saying is, let me play on the emotions of this viceroy. Maybe let me hint to him that he was trying to frame us. Let me throw that something. Let me say Adoni, Adoni, Adoni to try to be subservient and obsequious. But then there's what Hashkacha made happen, which was that Yehuda's speech to the viceroy is interpreted totally differently when it turns out the viceroy is his brother. Right? And it's not the viceroy who breaks down. Right? That's the key. Right, Yehuda thinks he's breaking down the viceroy, but Hashkacha made it that
Yosef.
That Yosef breaks down, right? Because he doesn't realize who he's talking to. He doesn't realize the import of what he's saying. But God obviously does, and that's what sets up Memhei V'lo Yachol Yosef Lihitapek. Okay, so that's just a little bit on the speech. We'll see what else we do to